All right, welcome back to Lag Demon Programming. Really appreciate everybody watching, and I sure appreciate those subs that I'm getting and the likes that I'm getting and the comments I'm getting. It's been fantastic, and I appreciate all you guys. And I just wanted to say thank you about that. In this video, we're going to continue with our Rusty Mud project. We're going to create character stats and start building that little part out. We're going to build more in the next video, and then eventually here we'll be starting on rooms and navigation and moving around and so forth. So stay tuned. We got some great stuff coming up. So yeah, well, let's get to programming. All right, so let's get going on this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start working on character creation. And I've got the RAND package loaded in from crates.io. And so what we're going to do is go in here and I'm going to create a new file, and I'm just going to call it random.rs. So this will be a module in here in lib. I'm going to go pub mod random so that it's linkable. And then here in random, we're going to do use rand I think that's actually all we need is use rand. So we're just going to create a couple of public functions here to help us generate random numbers. The first one's going to be dice. Now, the interesting thing about dice is they're dice with all kinds of different sides. If you've ever played like Dungeons and Dragons, there's different sides of dice, and we'll use different sides and different combinations to form up different random numbers. And then, of course, we want the number of dice, and that'll be an integer as well. And we're going to return an integer, just a basic integer. So to use this, what we want to do is go to RNG. Rand RNG let mute RNG equal RNG new R equal RNG new. Is that it? Probably have to look at my notes. Probably be a good idea, because sometimes it's just hard to remember. Where do I want to go? Repositories. Okay. Oh, yeah. Rand thread RNG. And then let's get a result. Oops. Type I32. And then we will go for I in 0 dot dot number. Now, to get our result, we want to go result plus RNG dot gen range, and we want to go from 0 to sides and then add 1. And the reason for that is the ranges. And we could also do this sides plus 1. That's probably better. And then we just want to return result. So this should generate a random dice throws. And then I want to create one more here. Let's make a function We're going to call it a dice roll. And the purpose of this dice roll is just to determine, and we'll go sides again, I-32 number, I-32, and then some minimum value that is an I-32. And we will return bool. Then all we're going to do is return dice, sides, number is greater than or equal to minimum, and just return that. Oops, this needs to be dice. Okay, so what that's going to do is roll a random number. If it's greater than or equal to minimum, we return true. That way we can get a true false based on a dice roll of so many sides and so forth. So then for character, what I'm going to do here is, so we probably want to do a number of different things with characters. So let's create a folder called character, and so this is going to have all our character modules in it, and we'll create a new file. And when we do this, we need to have a mod.rs, which is very similar to the live.rs up here, but it's for this module. And then also in here, we're going to create we're going to create a new file, and first one's going to be stats. So let's figure out what the stats are going to be here. And in this mod, we're going to go pub mod go to here. Let's go pub mod character, and then in this one here we can put pub mod stats. There it is. And then in stats, I'm going to use a couple of things here. So let's go check out the cargo diptomal. We need to add another dependency to this. And the dependency that we want is what? Oh, here we go. This one here, I'm just going to paste it in. So this is pretty table. And we're going to be using this in other areas too for different things. It prints out a nice ASCII table of information. It's just a little easier to read and deal with than making things up. So let's get back to our stats. Yeah. So what we want to have here is we're going to use the crate random star, so we get access to our little random number generators we just created, and then we're going to use let's do a build first. So it can pull all the stuff in that it's supposed to have. So let's initialize that to 0 so that we're not dealing with an uninitialized value. Always a good habit. There, it finished. So let's go back to stats. Now we should be able to use pretty table. Okay. We'll just pull it all in for now. All right. So now what we want is a public structure, and we'll call it character stats. And let's keep it simple. with strength, which is an I-32, dexterity, I-32, endurance, it's an I-32. So these will make a difference, of course, in various things you do, try to accomplish or whatever within the game. Intelligence, I-32, wisdom, I-32, charisma, I-32. And this will have an effect on dealing with certain NPCs and stuff that we're eventually going to set up. So then we also want to have your armor class, hit points, experience, which is where you'll get levels from, and of course your level. Then we're going to do an implementation of character stats, and let's do a pub fn new, and it's going to be randomly generated, so with some stuff just set to 0. So what we want to do is grab all these. It'll just be easier to copy them, paste them, and then what we can do is call our dice function. And I'm going to say it's 6-sided dice, and it's 3 of them. And plus 10. Let's do it that way. Let's just do them all the same way for now. We might come up with some different rules for that, but oops, why did I do that? Armor class, we're going to start you off at 1. Hit points, we're going to start you off with, let's do a 6-sided, 3 6-sided dice. Let's multiply that by 10. No, for hit points, yeah. Actually, we should calculate hit points maybe off of some of your other values. Maybe we'll have to do that later. Why doesn't it like that? Plus 10. Experience is going to start off at 0. Level's going to start off at 1. And what's going on here? Why doesn't it? What doesn't it like? Oh, I know why. We have to go self. Put this down here. Let's this stuff in a little bit. Just try to build again. Okay, likes a little bit better now. And then the next thing we're going to do is use this pretty table thing here to make ourselves a little table. And I've kind of gone back and forth about which direction I want this to go, but we'll do it this way. And we'll go pub, fn, as table. No, we'll make it to table. And we'll have an ampersand reference to self, and we will return a table. And now this table is from that pretty table module, this type right here. So how do we make this? So we have to make a mutable version of it because we're going to modify it. So we need table equals table new. So that's easy enough. We start off like that. Now we're going to go table dot add row. Now inside this row, what we need to pass it is a vector of cells. And we're going to do this. We're going to go strength, and then inside this vector we need multiple of these cells. So this is going to be like the first row. Oh, I do wrong here. Charisma. Okay, so there's a row. Then we need to do table dot add row. Well, you know what? We can copy this one since we have them all in place. But in place of that, we're going to start doing this. We're going to start like this. We're going to go self dot strength dot to string. I don't see what the problem is there. Now for this one, let's bring these down so that we can see them. So let's see, what have we got wrong here? Strength, there it is. Dot. Oh, finally, dot to strength. Okay. And it needs to be a reference. So, got that. Now we'll just do this. Then all we have to do is change the individual values. And I think I will do it as that will add some more rows to this, or columns to this, I think. Well, maybe we'll do a second set of rows with the other ones in it. That's probably a good idea. So that's all those, and we just need these. Maybe we should put those first. Well, let's see what this looks like first. Let's go over here to our, we'll use the server one. And we'll say use create, not main. We need to go to here and go path equals common. Okay, let's go back to main. Use create colon. Let's do a build, make sure that's all working out right. What did I do wrong here? Table. Oh yeah, we got to return the table. Oops. Ah, there we go. See if that'll build. No. What's it not like? Vec bang expected row found here. Vec. Add row. Oh, that's right. It's got to be row row bang. No, it'll be row. Let me look here. Row colon colon new. That's it. That takes a vector. What did I do? Put it in the wrong place for one thing. Let's do that, and then that, and put it here, and then we need a close it off there. Yeah, looks like it'll build now. Nope. Oh, it's not part of the crate. It's just Rusty Mud Common. Use Rusty Mud Common. Okay, here we go. Character, colon, colon, let's make it stats like that. Because we'll be adding, as we go through a test, we'll be adding more modules to that probably. So now what we can do here is go let stats equal stats colon colon character stats new, and then we can go stats dot to table dot print to standard, and that's it. And this should generate the stats and print them out. So let's go run that. Run the server. And there we go. Strength, dexterity, endurance, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. I think I'd like to put those four at the top in the same way. So we need this, but we only need 4. And it's going to be, this is going to be armor class, hit points, EXP, and level. And then we get rid of these to there. So then we need to do the same thing as this, except put it here, and this will be armor class. This one will be, yep, hit points, then experience and level. Experience. Oh, this one should have been, okay, well, that's okay. We will just get rid of this cell here. Level. And then we can get rid of this cell. Let's run it again, see how that looks. There we go. Armor class, hit points, experience, strength, dexterity. Maybe we should stick a table. Oops. Dot. Add empty row between the two. See how that looks. There we go. That's kind of a nice little table. Tells you what your scores are. Why are these all 17? Did I? Oh, because it's all strength. I forgot to change them. Strength. Okay, so this one here is dexterity, endurance. Oh, damn it. Endurance, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. All right, let's try it again. And there we go. We have character stats. So we're going to want to build up a complete character with other information, descriptive information, and so forth. So we'll flesh this out a little bit more in the next video, and then very soon here we're going to start working on rooms and figuring out the dungeon and maneuvering around and so forth. So, but it's going to take a little bit of effort. But there's a good example of some stuff that you can do pretty easily in Rust and have some pretty nifty things. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.